Welcome to The Truth About the Lies. Today we're here in the Uneekor simulator. We've got Mehul here. Nickname is M. I found out earlier today, so we're just gonna, yeah. So we're going to talk about, how long have you been playing golf?
15 years.
15 years. Mm-hmm. Handicap right now?
Right now 13, thanks to you.
Right now 13. So he's gotten better.
If I met you, I was at 18.
Okay, perfect. So he's gotten a lot better. We're going to talk about, now here we are in the winter again, but in January, trying to figure out things that we can work on. We can't get outside, it's cold. What are some things that we can work on fundamentally that'll take you, because my goal for you is to be below a 10 for sure. I'd love to get you to a 5. So, because he's obsessed with this. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about a thing. We're going to go through 4 things today that I don't only think will help you, but I think will help all of you out there, regardless of ability level.
I've been coming up hot for a minute. Everybody know the don't be blind.
So one of the things I noticed as you were warming up, go ahead and sit up to it. What most players do is their grip is off. If you've ever, so I'm gonna hold your club for a second. Yeah. I'm gonna have Kevin kind of zoom in here. If you've ever worn your glove out right here, I'm about to save you money on gloves, because you've probably done that where you've worn a glove all the time, okay? Most golfers do. That's a poor grip. Okay, it's not a bad glove, it's a poor grip. So we're going to save you money on gloves. When you grip a golf club, and this is one of the things you need to do this winter, you can do this watching television. When you grip a golf club, the club should go in your fingers. And it's kind of diagonally. It's from the base of your little finger through the middle joint of your index finger. And this heel pad, you can see where my finger is, that entire heel pad should sit on top of the grip. Okay, so if you let go with these 3 fingers for a second and just hold with that, and I'm going to let the club just hang. You see how it hangs under that heel pad? Right. So when you grip it, if it's in your fingers, that heel pad's on top. As that club swings and loads up and down, it'll lock under that forearm and that heel pad, and now that club becomes an extension of your left arm. That's where power comes from. If you have it where you had it, which was in a weaker position, that club will move as you swing. Right. Plus, you're taking a lot of leverage away. You'll wear your glove out, and you're not going to hit it anywhere. Right. Because he just asked me, first 8 iron you hit that was 135 yards. You should hit it farther than that. That's a big reason why you don't. Okay. Okay. So we're going to keep that grip more in the fingers. Heel pads on top, and go ahead and just wrap that, and then put your right hand was great. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. One thing with the right hand, and we'll talk about this in future videos, you've got your knuckle here on your right index finger and that joint. The meaty part of your forefinger between the knuckle and the joint should fit right on the back side of the shaft. So just push against me for a second. Okay. That's where you want to feel the pressure. Okay. That's how your brain senses where the club head is. Every tour player's right index finger looks like that, regardless of how strong or weak their left hand is. Right. All right, so that's the grip. All right, second thing. Go ahead and set up to it there. We're going to talk about his swing path for a second. I don't want him to feel like he comes across it. I want him to feel like he folds this right arm. And as this right arm is folded, that supplies power. It's much like you're throwing a ball. When he starts it down, I don't want him to feel like he needs to turn his body to create power. I want him to feel like he just unloads that arm into the ball. That'll keep this on the right path. Does that make sense? Right. All right. So go ahead and set up to it. And just hit me a shot there, and you're just feeling like you're going up and down with that right arm. Perfect. So immediately that ball is straighter. Right. It's not curving to the right as it was. All right, so now we got to pick up the distance. So again, we're still in that 130, 135 range. Okay. All right, so we've talked about the grip. We just talked about getting the path a little better, right, which that was. Now the other 2 things are, go ahead and set up to it. Okay. The grip kind of did this, but I want you to make sure with that face, you're not trying to lift the ball up in the air. I want you to feel like that face, if anything, is closing. I want you to feel like the toe is almost looking to the target after you swing it. So let me see you try that. So again, that right arm's going to fold up and down. Let the toe close through the shot.
That was great. Well,
that's okay. That's okay, because we haven't got to the other part yet. Let's do one more. Right arm folds up and down. Let the toe close through just a little bit. Move this way for me a little bit. Move that ball a little more forward. There you go. Then just let the toe close over. Okay, good. Now what you'll notice is, as most of you do, he's using his body too much. So let's do it again. So take it to the top. And again, this is what I found. Most of you have been taught, take it to the top, I'm going to hold it. So he's great right here. Most of you have been taught to turn your body. Well, where does the club go when you do that? So now the shaft works out here, which is what you're doing.
Right.
What I want you to feel is you're almost unloading the club. So keep your body there and let the club swing.
Just, yeah.
It's not going to look like that on video, but I want you to feel like you let the club go. That's releasing. Okay. You can't release a golf club too fast.
Right.
Okay? I don't want you to hold this angle, and I definitely don't want you to turn your body. Your body's going to move with the motion of the club. Does that make sense?
Yep.
All right, so do that again. Let the club go through. Move it a little more forward in your stance. Beautiful. Now that ball is way higher.
Wow.
There's a 150-yard 8-iron, one swing.
Yeah.
So now you've got to release. You can't release a golf club too soon.
Wow.
There was a guy named Jack Nicklaus that said that. He was, won 18 majors. He was okay. Yeah. So that's what you want to do. All right, so we just went from carrying at 135 in about 4 swings to carrying at 150.
Yeah.
With a couple of changes. So I'm going to ask you what you felt. So we talked about the grip. We got the path a little better, talking about how that right arm folds and unfolds. You don't use your body. Right. Your body is not a power source.
Right.
It's more of a power sustainer. Your arms are the power. The body's just going to move with it. And then we talked about hitting down on it a little more, really pinching that ball.
I think the biggest thing I felt is like, obviously when I feel like I need to hit it further, I just kind of,
Right.
And it was just smoother, and I was getting a lot more distance by it just felt more smooth and fluid as opposed to tense when I was trying to crush the ball. And I was getting a lot more distance, just like, letting my body and the weight shift happen. And as you said, my arms dropped versus me trying to power through it.
Exactly.
So that definitely made a difference.
And that's what you're going to see when you watch golf on television. I know it looks simple when you watch a tour player hit a golf ball. You've told me the same thing watching guys in person at a tour event as well as watching it on television. It is really that simple if you learn how to use your right arm. Again, it's those 3 joints we've talked about in a previous video. Your right wrist hinges, that right elbow folds. It's just like you're throwing a ball, and you release that from the top. You don't hold an angle and you don't use your body. If you do that, to your point, you're going to tense up and it's not going to go farther at all. It's going to go shorter. Great job. Thanks for watching The Truth About the Lies. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hopefully that video helped. We'll catch you on the next Truth About the Lies.